So next game, Packers at the Texans. This line opened up Packers -3.5. It hasn't moved. It's still 3.5. So who do you like in this game?
Yeah, I like the Packers in this one. This is another one I'm pretty big on. Obviously, there's one big injury. David Bakhtiari, the left tackle for the Packers, got hurt against the Buccaneers. If he can't play, then I'm a little less confident in this, but I'm going to be on the Packers no matter what. If you look at the Houston defense, they give up the most rushing yardage to running backs in the league this year. It's almost 1,000 yards already. And it's also the most rushing yards per game, too. I know people will ask that just because, there's sometimes those little quirks of teams having been on bye, but they give up a ton of rushing yards. So Aaron Jones, who just had a bad game, is going to be poised for a bounce back against this defense. And they just allowed 200-plus yards to Derrick Henry. So Aaron Jones probably won't put up similar numbers, but he could definitely crack 100. And then Aaron Rodgers is going to take advantage of the secondary, which has given up, I think, the fourth most touchdowns to wide receivers so far this year. So they're going to have trouble containing Devontae Adams and Marquez Valdez-Scantling and all the weapons that the Packers have. And, Rodgers is an elite quarterback coming off of a brutal loss. He's going to be angry about it. And the Texans are kind of, I don't want to call them a cupcake because I do think they have some talent, but they're not very good. So I think the Packers can win by at least a touchdown probably. And, if things go well, they could blow out the Texans. Now, again, David Bakhtiari's injury is going to be big to watch here. And if Deshaun Watson has a big game, maybe the Texans could cover. It's possible. But I still think the Packers, just from a motivational standpoint, from a matchup standpoint, from a talent standpoint, have everything on the Texans here. Bakhtiari is the thing to watch, but I'm on the Packers for, I think, 2 to 5 units right here, or 2 to 4, really, not 5. So we'll see what happens with Bakhtiari, but I'll be on the Packers regardless.
It's funny, you changed it real quick. I have it from 2 to 5 units as well. So,
okay. You know what? Maybe I saw it on your page and it's burned into my memory, and I accidentally read my thing wrong because of that.
That's funny. So yeah, you mentioned the elite quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, obviously in that group, coming off a loss. So Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. I think you can probably agree that those are the 4 best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Maybe Brady's taken a little step back this year, but I still trust him more than all the other quarterbacks. So those 4, dating back to last year, they're 8-3 against the spread after a loss, as long as they're not favored by more than a touchdown. I like the idea of getting an elite quarterback who's going to be focused. Aaron Rodgers is going to be pissed after that loss. Not just any loss. He got blown out on national TV. It was the spotlight game for Fox. And he just got embarrassed by Tom Brady. So he's going to want to bounce back with a big win. And I think he's going to do that. Houston's defense is terrible. They're also going to be exhausted because they're coming off an overtime game. So that's something else for Rodgers. And you mentioned Bakhtiari. I mean, that is big as well. So that's why I'm 2 to 5 units. So I think that's where you are as well with the unit range. So the Titans last week lost Taylor Lewan to an injury, and on the next play, Ryan Tannehill was strip sacked, and then the Texans scored. So we know the Texans, while they can't stop the run or the pass, they can still get to the quarterback with Merciless and Watt. So having Bakhtiari on the field will be important, or probably will be, because Aaron Jones could just rip off 250 rushing yards and just win the game by himself. So, I'm right there with you. Packers, it's just a question of how many units.
Yeah, and I have a question for you just about betting. So if you're locked in on the Packers no matter what, are you going to bet the 2 units out front and then maybe do additional units if Bakhtiari is in, or do you wait and see if Bakhtiari is out and you can get a slightly better number?
If 3 was available, I think I'd lock that in. But there is no 3 as far as I can see. It's like -3, -3.5, -105 in every sportsbook I'm looking at right now. Maybe I'll try to look to see a Wednesday or Thursday if we do get some sort of -3. But yeah, there's no reason to lock in -3.5 because 4 is not that much of a key number, even though you would think it kind of is. I was actually looking it up. 4 hits just as often as 8 does, which is weird, right? Yeah, it is. It's strange. So I don't really care if this goes to 4. I'd rather just wait for the -3.
Okay, cool. I was just curious, and figured our viewers would enjoy the strategy since you've been doing this for a lot longer than I have on that part.
So yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I actually should post the rate at which each number hits. I should do that at some point. It's gonna be hard during this season because I'm so busy. But during the off season for next year, I think that's something I can do. I thought that was really interesting that 4 and 8 are like hit is just as often as each other, and then like 9 almost never hits. Like 9 is such a rare number to see, which is just weird. Yeah, I don't know.